Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is our year to shine, and if you're just joining for the first time, my name is Carolyn. I do all kinds of videos related to inspirational books, and last year we had a whole series on the book Simple Abundance, and a lot of what resonates for me about Simple Abundance and just sort of organizing your life in general is that planning really resonates with me. So I did an unboxing video last year when I opened up my Franklin Covey Blooms pages, and it seemed to really be popular, and so I just got my new pages for this year, which are not blooms, and actually there's something extra special about them as well that I will share with you. And I thought I would open them up with you. Okay, so all I've done is open up the box here. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. I could get free shipping if I spent a little more, so I did get some of Franklin Covey's journal stickers. And you know I love my stickers. I also sort of Franken-plan. In saying that, I mean that I use Happy Planner stickers in my planner. On that note, I want to explain that, so this unboxing is going to be for her point of view. And this is the classic size of Franklin Covey. That's the size I've always had for 20 plus years. But I have not had a daily view. I was thinking back to how long ago it was since I had a daily view, and that was in 2013 when I was working full-time, and I needed to write down a lot on a daily basis. And also I was looking back because I keep all of my old tabs from previous years. 2008 and 9 are the last times that I had her point of view. I don't think her point of view comes in a weekly anyway, but the reason that I switched this year back to a daily, and my pages, by the way, go July to June versus January to December. It's just the way that I've done it for a while. But the reason that I've gone to a daily view this time is because here's an example of a spread from January of this year. Now this is in a binder because I keep my past pages in a binder, but you can see, well, obviously I use my Happy Planner stickers in a way that Franklin Covey doesn't really necessarily recommend. But what I was having to do is, I was writing all these extra little to-do lists. I was using extra pages, so I just have been feeling like my new life between, I have 2 jobs, I still have my business, and then I also have a 3-day-a-week office management job, and it's more project related and task related than my business, which was very appointment centered. So I should say too, the weekly, what I mean by weekly, I'll go to another spread. Here's another really busy spread. The weekly shows the days of the weeks in columns like this, and then it does have the hours along the sides. And what I have done is I use my Happy Planner stickers for blocks of time, like say I'm working 9 to 5 doing something else, and then you can see, if you follow my channel, you'll know that I have some special days, like this was my Hawaiian day back in January, and I take Sundays as my Sabbath. So I have fun decorating my pages, and if you are a diehard, really classic Franklin Planner person, you might freak out by seeing all those Happy Planner stickers, but I like Happy Planner stickers. I don't really like Happy Planners planners. I love Franklin Covey's planners. I will talk just a tad about the details of what Franklin Covey is. So there is a Franklin Covey planner system. It's based on Benjamin Franklin's old journals that were found, and Stephen Covey, he was the author of a lot of books, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, things like that. So Stephen Covey took some of the principles from Benjamin Franklin's journals and the way Benjamin Franklin had organized his day and priorities and goal setting and all that, and Stephen came up with a system which has become, it's actually totally called Franklin Planner now, but it is the Franklin Covey brand. So I'm going to show you what daily pages look like versus weekly pages. So you just saw that on the on the weekly pages. There are still to-do lists on the front, and I'm gonna have to be reminded now as I open the daily. I'm gonna have to see where the to-do lists are. You always get with your planner, ooh, I like this cover, by the way. You always get with your planner things like this sort of page here where you can put your personal information. And it also has a sheet with the current year and then upcoming years as well. And then I'm going to go over just a little bit about the planner guide, just like I did last year in my video, in case you're brand new to Franklin Covey. But now when you buy a system, you don't necessarily get, you get like a little sheet right here that tells you about things. I think they figure at this point, they've been around for so long, that if you're buying this, you probably know a lot about the setup of your planner. But I will, at the end of the video, go through a bit more of how you actually can use some of the task-related priority things and stuff. All right, so let's see. So we have, you know what's interesting, actually, my first thought of this, so it's white tabs with colored words. Now, her point of view, when I showed you the other tabs from years ago, my memory of her point of view was that, and I put it somewhere that I can't grab right now, was that the tabs were very colorful. So that's a change. I'm gonna have to see, like, and I'll actually say, sorry, this, I don't really have a outline of how this is going. I just say what I say, but I know if you've been following my channel for a long time, you know, because I've shared things from my planner. I prefer, again with my Happy Planner stickers, I know I'm crazy, but I prefer these white Franklin Covey pages that don't have, they have like very, very faint lines right here. But I don't usually use the tabs that come with the planner set that I buy. However, I'm looking at this. This is very similar to what I'm using now. I mean, the lines are much more bold. I really like having just blank squares because, of course, I like to put the stickers on the month view as well. So that's a change that I wasn't expecting, but you'll see here on every month, this is what you do at the end of the month. It's your index, so that after a few years, if you don't want to save all the individual pages from a particular planner, you can, or maybe you just want to save this index and have the planner pages elsewhere, but you can put the date and significant things that happen, like say you need to remember, I don't know what's coming to my mind, like the day that you bought your car or something like that. And so you could go back into the year and find it in the month, and then it would be on the index page. So you do this at the end of the month. So they have that on the front. And then every month has personal and business master task list, and that looks very similar to what I'm used to. So they've put all the tabs for the months in the front here. Let's see about, so they have, it's very pretty, it's very vibrant. They do have a colored picture in the bottom. They always have things like the moon phases, and they have holidays listed. Yep. So pretty standard. And on the index pages, they have the month before the one that you're in, or that you just finished, the month that you're in, and then the upcoming month, in case you need to reference those. Those are helpful. All right, so let's look at what a daily view looks like. I should have had, let me put this kind of on the angle so that you can see it better. Let's see. It's a little bit better, but I'll still hold them up. So the daily view, all right, so you remember the monthly view was 7, well actually it's more like 5 columns, and then the weekend were 2 together, but this gives you, like, this is the day right here. So you have a whole 2 pages for your day. You have a task list for the day, and you still have those hours. So I can still block out things within the hours. Like say I want to put a block I will have to use thicker Happy Planner stickers, I think, to actually fill the spots, but I'll still be able to have my 6 a.m. through 10 p.m. I actually like that because I think in the weekly it only went to 7 p.m. So I like it. It's actually a longer day. And then you have a whole page for notes, and that could be a continuation of your tasks. It could be ongoing projects. And it's interesting, they have on the bottom of each page, so they have an image on the left, which is pretty, again, another vibrant one. They have the month that you're in and the month coming up, so that's helpful in case you're planning ahead. Then on the bottom here, I don't know if you can see that, they have that it's the 186th day of the year. There's 179 left, and it's the 27th week of the year, so that's interesting. And you have a nice little her point of view quote on the top of each one. I'm sure all by women. So it looks like each month, I wonder if it corresponds, I wonder if it corresponds with the month's color in the tabs. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't. So July has a blue tab here, but it doesn't mean that July has blue days. In fact, it's different every day. That's really vibrant. So this day, the 5th, is pink. See, it even has like a pink bar across the top. And then the 6th is orange. So there's a picture on every page on the left. It's really, really nice. They haven't spared really any creativity or artwork here. Yeah, so every day is a different color. I love that. I'm loving the vibrancy. So interesting that also, let's see if that is the same for each day of the week. Hold on. So I'm going to go back and start on a Monday and just list off at the top of the page where it has the quote. So on this Monday in particular, it says her point of view on relaxation. And then it has the quote. And then her point of view on romance. And then her point of view on self-worth. Her point of view on service. And I have a kitty in the background. Her point of view on work. I want to see if any of these start to go, again. Her point of view on achievement. Her point of view on adventure. So far we haven't hit a duplicate yet. Her point of view on education. Her point of view on equality. Hopefully you can see some of the pictures here too. My hand's probably in the way. Her point of view on friendship. Her point of view on fun. So we're halfway through the month, and look at on this fun day. So it looks like the pictures are trying to coincide too with her point of view on a particular thing, because that looks like a really fun picture. But we're halfway through the month and we haven't seen a duplicate of the same thing. Her point of view on gratitude. Again, there's a picture that sort of emulates the gratitude. Her point of view on leadership. All right, so then her point of view on relaxation. Didn't we have that before? Or is this where we're starting? Yep, okay. So we got through about 17 pages before we saw a duplicate of her point of view on blah, blah, blah. So that's neat. I really like how each page is a different color. I have to say, Bloom's was pretty, but I got bored with it. It was kind of on the grayish side. I had been using Seasons for a long time, and what I liked about Seasons was the change in the colors for each season. So I'm really liking the colors that are so different on these, and I'm excited that I think I'm going to use less note paper and less to do task stickers and like extra little post-it note sort of task lists and stuff, because I will have this whole page for notes and things, and then I'll also still have the schedule. So now one thing about a daily and why I wasn't like excited initially to go back to it, is that it's much thicker. By the time you get it into your planner, now this is the whole year, so it's not going to be that thick, but like if you think about a month in my planner right now is this big, so it's going to probably triple in size, but I never keep more than a month in my planner anyway. So let's see how thick July is, for instance. You know, I'm so excited. They just came today and I can't wait to start decorating. It's really something that I savor. I sit down and I should show you. I mean, I have done a video on my stickers, but I have my Happy Planner stickers all in ring bound organization with, you know, whatever kind of stickers they are. So I have this bag with all of them in there too, so I pull it out and I sit on my chair and I love to plan. So I want to see how big July is going to be. Let's see. Ooh, it's going to be probably about 3 times the size. I mean, it's still not going to be that big, but all right. So then the month is going to be now this thick, but you know, it's hard to tell the difference between, but if you figure that if it was a weekly view before, there were only about 4 or 5 pages maximum for each month. So now there's 60, right? Because there's on average, because there's 30 days on average in a month. So there's a lot more pages. I should mention they have the business expenses, like a sheet on the last page of the month, which is good. So let's see. So that was July. I'm just going to do a quick, I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to flip through every single page, but I'm wanting to see. All right, well, here's something that I'm already noticing. There are a lot of duplicates in the same pictures. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. So it's not 365 different pictures. Like this one, so that's another reason not to flip through it. The one that was like for leadership, where it was a woman, she looked like she had like a football or something. Anyway, now I can't find it. I've seen that multiple times. There's that one about the relaxation, or that was gratitude, I mean. So it does look like they recycle the pictures throughout the year. So that's all right, I guess, but it's too bad they couldn't have come up with different ones for each day. There's nothing stopping me from putting my own artwork there, though. I could even cover it up. But I think the pictures are really... Here's the one I was talking about. Doesn't it look like she's got a football? Maybe it's a frisbee. But I like how vibrant the colors are. I don't know about the artist. I should have really looked up the... It always has this sort of art look to it. So you can tell in looking through that it looks like it's a consistent thing where they change the color every single day, and it corresponds. Like if it's a pink over here, it's a pink on the other side with the bar on the top. They are doing like half the month with unique, her point of view on such and such, and then the rest of the month is another duplicate. So you get the same thing twice in a month, and then every month you're going to get a recycled... I'm assuming they came up with 30 different ones. I don't know within the month if they have any duplicates, but you'll definitely have some duplicates in the pictures at the bottom. When you get your new planner, they always include some of these blank pages, which are really great. And if you watch my channel a lot and you know that I make my own little dividers for the month with a picture of something and some special things to do during the month, I like to use those and paste onto them. Also, some of the other pages that you get at the end of your planner are helpful. You know what? It looks like they're kind of skimping on the number of note pages that used to get a lot more notes. They probably want you to buy individual sets of notes. And I think I showed you in last year's video, I have way too many individual notes because I get sort of crazy about buying new ones a lot. You have also, usually you get more notes. I was just about to say that. You'll also have a list of all the holidays and observances coming up. This is the year that you're in, and then it goes 5 years forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So like if you want to know what day of the week New Year's Day is on in 2024, then you can see what day it's on. So those are helpful. Yeah, and they go through the whole year. It goes in order from January to December. And then these are helpful too. You get some just blank 1-page versions of an upcoming year's month. So because I have July 21 through June 22, since I don't yet have my July 2022 pages yet, and say I want to write something on here to remind myself that next year in July I have to do something on July 15th, say, then you can write it here, and then when you do get your pages, then you end up transferring those. So those come in handy. They have the whole month of, let's see how far they go. They go July to December. Oh, they keep going into 2023. So actually you get a whole other year. Yep, you go all the way to June. So that's pretty nice. So I have those in my current planner, but I will put the new ones in. And then you also have a 1-page sheet of upcoming years. Wow, that's crazy. So, I mean, well, next year will be 2022, but yeah, so I'm pretty sure I actually have a 2022 in my planner right now. So say I don't want to use these, you know, to have a whole page in my planner with a certain thing to remember on July 15th. I use this a lot because, like, say I want to remember when a certain doctor's annual visit is, then I might go like, okay, I always have a mammogram like this particular month or whatever. So you don't, I mean, some of them might have a date associated with them and they give you a slot for that, but otherwise you might just be, you know, writing something to remind yourself for that particular month, like your car registration is going to expire or something. So you get 2 pages of that with each planner. It's pretty good. So all in all, like, I don't plan to use these, even though they're pretty. I just really like to decorate my own, and I like the blank ones. I usually get those at the beginning of the year. You can find them on franklincovey.com, or actually you should Google Franklin Planner if you're looking for the website for the actual planner system. But I usually either get those from Franklin Covey itself, or I will get it from Staples. You can usually order those blank pages from Staples. So what makes Franklin Covey sort of different? Now, a lot of planner systems have different holes setups, you know, and this is Franklin Covey's here. That's not to say that you couldn't get a different one and punch holes to match up, but I do notice that, like, I've gotten an Erin Condren planner, I've gotten some other sort of like Staples brands, or, you know, I've tried various things throughout the years, and every planner system obviously doesn't want to be compatible with another system, so they do all seem to have their own little spacing and difference to make it a little bit different. But you can watch, there's a lot of videos on YouTube about when people call it Franken planning. Like I said, that doesn't have anything to do with Franklin planning. They mean that they're doing like a Frankenstein sort of thing between 2 different brands, or a lot of people do it with Happy Planner, where they will paste 2 pages together, and, you know, they're kind of like coming up with their own customized planner. But what I like about Franklin Covey, and they have it listed right here on this page, is the way that you can prioritize things. So they also have little symbols, like, as you're working on things. So they have ABC priority, like A would be top priority, B would be like middle, and C would be low priority. And then as you're working on things, like, you would give it a check mark if it's done. You would give it a arrow, I don't know if you can see those, an arrow facing the right, meaning that you're going to push it forward to the next period of time, like you're going to actually move it as you put that arrow to, like you're going to write it again on the next task sheet. And then deleted would be an X, so you're just not going to do it. And then delegated, actually I don't really use that one, but it's got a circle with a check mark, which would mean, probably circle would mean that you delegated it, and then check mark might mean that it's done, like in case you need to like follow up with that person. That isn't one that I've really used. And then I do use this one, in progress. Like, so say I'm doing something and I kind of want to give it a check mark, but I'm not totally done with it, then I at least put the dot there so that I know that I'm working on it. So I like that. So they give you two columns. One is for the symbol and the other one is for prioritizing how important it is. And I showed you last year, if you watched my video, that, you know how I mentioned that each month has a page where it has the, oh, I have to get the tab, sorry. Each tab, I'll just open my planner. I'm trying not to show like super sensitive information, but each planner page has a master task list. I'm gonna close everything here. And it will say personal or business. Now, they don't do that on the individual weekly task page. And hopefully, you know what? Hopefully they have those. Let me go back to the beginning of a week just to make sure. I hope they still have a weekly task page. It's been so long since I've had a daily. Oh my goodness. There is no weekly task page. Wow. I might have to add one because I'm so used to having an overview like this. But what I was going to say is that I have always done, since I do have a business and I have personal, and I just never wanted, one to, well, sometimes I have more personal than business or vice versa. I have two lists and I would always make my own little columns. I might have to come up with a weekly task list, because what I like about the weekly task list is, okay, you get your tasks together that you know you have to do for the week as you're planning. And so say you were using this note sheet as it, maybe I'll have to use a note sheet in between each week. So I could put all the tasks that I had to do, and then I would go to the days of the week and I would break it down so that I would know that I had delegated it to a specific time and day. So there isn't a place, I had forgotten that because it's been so long since I've had daily, and it's possible they changed it. I guess what I might have to do is I might have to just write those things on a piece of paper as I'm planning, and then because there is a task list on each day, still go through and do that. Yeah, but I am still excited about switching back to daily. I think it's going to be much better for me with all of my projects, and I still will be able to do my little decorating on the hours, and I don't need to be able to see the whole week at a time anymore. Like when I used to make client appointments before, the week view was perfect because I could just open and see the whole week and I could see where all my blocks were available. Now I don't need to do that because I'm only coordinating my own schedule, and I don't have to schedule appointments outside of going to the doctors or whatnot. Just want to do a quick, you can drop off here if you know all about Franklin Covey, but I just want to do a quick little walkthrough of the system too, in case you're new to it and you want to learn about it. This is a duplication of what I did last year. I keep all of my extra pages in these white binders, and they only have 3 rings actually, and it still works to hold the pages. And this is like the starter pack that you would get if you went to a Franklin Covey workshop, or you can apparently buy these. You probably can even download them now. I think that they used to send them always with the planners in years past, but I think probably with the last 10 years they don't bother doing that anymore, because like I said, it's been around for so long that I think it would probably be rare that somebody would be finding it brand new, but maybe they would. But they do a lot of leadership workshops, so it's possible. So you used to get this automatically, and it was just like a walkthrough of the system. So you would get an information record sheet, very similar to in her point of view, we had this sort of who am I and how do you reach me in case you find this journal sort of thing, or this planner, but this is more like that information, but then it could be, oh wait, I'm sorry, this is actually not what I'm meaning to say it is. An information record would be say you had employees, you could put their information on the top, and then it allows you to, on a date, And you can actually even categorize the type of communication or notes that you had with the person, and if there was any follow-up needed. That's how I used to use them when I had employees. I'm sorry, I switched gears, and they have a thing here on the bottom too that says P for personal, T for telephone, F for fax, which is probably outdated, I suppose, at this point, M for mail, and E for email. They probably need to put in like text, like X for text or something. So the big thing about Franklin Covey is goal planning. And again, if you were to read one of Stephen Covey's books, then you would know that he has all these principles. So something like sharpen the saw, which is learning new things. And I'm not going to go through all the principles. I'd have to have the book right in front of me. But so this is a type of goal setting here that is encouraged through the system. And it allows you to identify your values, like your mission, your role, what are those things, and then the goal around that particular thing. So they give you an example here of, I am creative. And the sample goal is 6 months from today, I will submit an article to it says the name of a magazine or something. So maybe that's the goal of somebody who wants to be more creative with their writing. And so then they've broken down the steps, like how am I going to do it? First they have to research, then they have to estimate the personal ideas, then they have to write many drafts, then they have to decide what subjects are the best, and then they have to have an editor look it over, and then they have to mail it, or however they're going to submit it. So they've basically broken things down. So these are some of the things here that are at the basis of the Franklin Covey system. Identifying values, setting goals, then planning those goals weekly, and planning daily as well. So imagine if this was your goal. Like say you were going to be working on your planner with a lot of this in mind. So you have your steps here broken down. Well, again, this would be something where you'd go to your daily and your weekly overview, and you would make sure that you're always making these things a priority. So maybe you give yourself, I worked 3 hours on a draft for this thing that they're working on. And to make sure that you're going to make it in that timeline that you set. So I have tons of these because I used to get them every year with things. And then you also need to, there's a whole thing about identifying your values. Like how did that person come up with being creative? Or they give an example here of a value of being professional. And they want you to come up with a clarifying statement. And you can see that if you were to go back to the second video on my channel in 2020, I did a video where I laid out how I set up my journal. And I do this every year in my journal. I try to come up with a statement around each of what I consider to be important to me. So say it's being a friend, I'll describe almost in a mission statement, like what it means for me to be a friend and kind of what I expect of friendship. So you could read more about that. So you have areas to figure out your values. Also, your roles are important too. Like you could be a mom, you could be a mother. I'm sorry, that's the same thing. You could be a mom, you could be a wife, you could be an employee, or you could be a boss, or you could be a church member or a committee member, or there's so many different things that you could be in your roles. And then also, what is your clarifying statement in relation to that? And then also, who are the people that are related to this role? So if you're a mom, it could be your kids' names there, perhaps. And then there's some really great questions in here too. It helps you really figure out, and a lot of it's geared obviously towards career and maybe being an entrepreneur too, but it's I would say more business related necessarily. There's a mixture because you do want to have work-life balance, but so it helps you kind of think about some things. What is one thing you could accomplish in your professional life that would make the most positive impact? And you could set a time frame, like what's one thing this year that I could do that would have a positive impact? What is one thing that I could do in my personal life that would be the most positive, would have the most positive impact? So you have some questions that are helping you come together with what your values are, what your mission is. I've also mentioned this next one, activity number 4, which is what do I want to be, what do I want to do, and what do I want to have. So it's important to identify those things too. Because why are you doing all this? Like, what is your goal for? It's important to know what's important to you. The tribute statements: imagine it's your 80th birthday. You've lived a fulfilling, rewarding life. Friends and neighbors from your personal and professional life have gathered to celebrate and pay tribute to you. What would you like them to say? How do you want to be remembered? Write the tribute you would like to receive from each person on the lines here. So say you want to think about like what your daughter might say about you on your 80th birthday. You would hope that they would say something positive, right? So that's just an imaginary exercise, but it also helps you hone in on how am I going to be this type of person that I'm describing that my daughter might say something about. And then evaluation questions: what have been some of the greatest moments of happiness and fulfillment? What activities do I most enjoy and find most fulfilling? What are the activities that are of most worth in my personal life? What talents and capacities do I have or would like to have? And how can I best contribute to the world? So there's definitely a message of trying to have a positive impact on the world. Writing a personal mission statement is really great exercise as well. There's a whole bunch of examples there. And then rough draft and putting your mission statement together. And then there's also what's called a weekly compass. And I have a million of these pages or of these sheets because I do mine a little bit differently, but I'll show you. So you just came up with your roles and all the things like what you're doing, and this is sharpen the saw actually. So I was saying it was something about, I was mixed up with the particular one that I was saying, but so it has a physical, social and emotional, mental and spiritual. Like, what are you going to do that's going to contribute? Like, say it's that creativity one. So what physically are you going to do? I don't know if you, like, say you were going to write that big thing. Maybe you're doing like wrist exercises or something to be stronger to write. I don't know. What social and emotional things you're going to do. Maybe that would be like watching a documentary about the subject that you're doing. I don't know. What mental things are you going to do? Maybe it's researching. That could be also. And then what spiritual things? I don't know. Maybe you take those goals to your faith and you try to ask for help with those things. And then you have your roles. Just to remind you, so again, it's like I'm a dad or a mom or whatever, and so what am I going to do physically, social, mental, and spiritual in each of those areas? And then you have notes on the back. So, and it has some good reminders here. For plan weekly, you're going to review your roles, choose big rocks, schedule the week. Choosing big rocks is the things here, like the physical, social, emotional, spiritual. And then planning daily is you're going to check today's appointments, you're going to make a realistic list, and you're going to prioritize A, B, and C. You know what's interesting is that when I plan probably for the week, and then, yes, this is going to be a change for me with the daily pages because I'm used to having one long. Maybe I can actually, you know what? I can use my July index if I want for my my weekly task. No, wait, because then I'd only have one for the whole month. All right, never mind. I have to figure out what I'm doing about that. But so now I will have a task list for every day. So it's going to be an adjustment because what I've in the past done is I've looked at what are my tasks for this week. And then on it, say like a Monday and I'm working at home or whatever, I go to my task list and sort of catch up and go, all right, well, these are the 5 things I'm going to do. And I'm not saying I can't do that because I could write those here, but it'll be a new thing now to really, I'm not really planning on a daily basis. Like I definitely do break things down into the days of the week, but since I haven't had a set to-do list for each day, I should say, it's going to be different, but I'm excited. I think it's going to work much better for me now. It's, life has changed a lot. So we'll see how I like it. And I would give the her point of view for 2021 into 2022 a good rating. I mean, I don't think it's their fault that they don't have the weekly planning that I like, but I do like the colors and I like the artwork, and I wish there wasn't as much repetition, but I have a feeling hopefully they haven't totally recycled her point of view. Hopefully they have different people and quotes and things, even if they had the same topic. I don't know. So what do you think about the new her point of view pages? Hope you like this. And I will be having fun with my stickers. And honestly, sorry, Franklin Covey, I've never bought your stickers before. So I did buy some. I just bought like a general. Again, this was because I wanted to get free shipping. I had to just spend like $10 more or something. So now I'll have more stickers. And I love my stickers. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you liked the video, and hope maybe you consider the Franklin Planner system, because I love it and I've been a fan for 20 plus years, and now I add my own little flavor with my stickers and fun little boxes. Take care, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.